Okay, people, next up, stark and harsh reminder of what's happening to physical print, because I always, see this at and third about manga sales. In fact, I would say that 2020, because of what was going on with the world, because everybody was locked in, I've never seen like a skyrocket in all facets of manga sales. Physical manga sales, especially in the West in particular, were skyrocketed up through the roof. And it seems as though that was probably, again, a isolated case, because in 2020, everybody was really locked down. As the last couple of years have gone by, people have been a little bit freed, and it shows that probably had an effect on manga sales, because manga sales physically, especially in Japan, are down and they're decreasing. According to this information we got courtesy of Manga Nimai, the total physical plus digital Japanese publishing market size for the first half of 2022, January to June, was estimated at 833.4 billion yen, a 3.5 decrease from the previous year. Physical decreased to 596.1 billion yen, about 7.5%, with books at 352.6 billion yen, minus 4.3%, and magazines minus 11.8%. All major categories and books fell below the previous year. For magazines, monthly magazines including comics, manga, and MOOC, and weekly magazines both are down by 12.8% from the previous year. However, the good news in this, because yes, it is bad, and at the end of the day, in case you don't see hello behind me, I'm a massive fan of owning the physical. I just like it. Like, there's something very different of an experience of being able to flick through the pages, and I know it sounds weird, but smell the pages and whatnot. I guess maybe that's like the old timer in me of like, yo dog, I like myself, don't get me wrong. I've come around to the idea of digital manga. Like, lately I've been catching up with the One Punch Man manga over on the Jump app, and I've been loving it. Like, the backlighting makes the pages look crisp and stuff like that, all of that good stuff. But owning physical is amazing to me. However, digital is on the rise. The market share for digital continues to grow to 28.5% of the total market size, an increase from 25.3% from last year. Digital manga now take up 88.4% of the digital market and 25.2% of the total market. So 25% of the total market is manga. Of books in general, 25% of books is manga, and 88% of the digital market is manga. So while we're seeing the decline, which it's to be expected during this digital era of physical media, the digitals is going up. So I don't want to necessarily even completely blame it on everybody, binged into manga in 2020 and then completely fell off. Maybe that definitely plays a part, but it seems as though digital is increasing. And I guess to a certain degree, I can understand why that would happen. I mean, for starters, who wants to own, like, unless you're a collector like me, that I love collecting stuff, who really wants to own a gajillion books, especially with long running series? Like, One Piece alone is 100 volumes, 100 volumes. I don't even have all of One Piece books anymore. Like, I don't even have all of the One Piece books right now, but like, that shelf alone is just One Piece, and that's only like I'm missing a gajillion volumes at this point. So I couldn't imagine having every freaking volume of One Piece. Every volume I have, like every volume of Berserk. Where's my Berserk collection? Like, my Berserk collection is right here. Like, you can't see it, but down there, one of these whole things again is filled with Berserk. So I understand where digital, it's like, hey, it's all on this small device. I have all of One Piece, all of Berserk, all of Bleach, Naruto. Like, so I understand that aspect of it, but it's sad that, honestly, realistically speaking, I don't know if it'll be in 20 years, 30 years, but physical books will be old thing of the past. Think VHS, think 8-track, and it's pretty much going that way. Like, even DVD and Blu-ray ain't a thing anymore. Like, they are so, like, I go sometimes shopping out, like Walmarts and stuff like that, and I see that they are dropping the prices dramatically. They're trying anything to get people to buy physical media, because digital is on the rise with streaming apps and all of these things. The Shonen Jump app, the streaming apps, like anime and manga as physical media in general. Physical media as a whole, I don't even want to just put it down to anime and manga, is going to decline because it's just so much more convenient, cheaper, easier, all of the above, to go the digital route. And it sucks, because that means that eventually the physical market will be more of like a luxury thing. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if 20, 30 years from now, it's like a luxury to have the physical volume, the same way that like CDs at this point is pretty much like a luxury thing. Like, and they don't even really promote CDs almost at all anymore. It's like, hey, we got vinyls, like, hey, look at this cool retro vinyl shit. Like, they don't really even promote the CDs. And books and DVDs and Blu-rays are on that path as well. And it's sad, but this is a clear indication, at the very least in Japan, the manga market, physical going down, but digital is thriving. So take that as you will, but that's the state of the manga market as it stands right now. And it also makes sense, right? Because like whenever we get these, the top 50 best-selling manga of the week and all of that stuff, I've noticed over the last couple years, we went from a high of like all of these series, from even the newbies of like Marshall and stuff like that, doing like 100K first week, to 60, 50, like all across the board. All of these things have been affected, all of these manga, and it's not just manga, clearly it's the whole industry. So take that as you will, but digital manga is the future. And I'll be honest, I'm not going to be mad about it either, because at the end of the day, well, it's the world. 3D CG's taking over anime. Like we're in a transitional era for entertainment, I feel. Everything is moving over in a different direction. Anime is trying to go 3D. Books and, physical media is going digital. Like, that's the future. Okay, people, next up is a little bit more of a controversial story, but I definitely wanted to cover it. The artist of Static, you may know him. He's probably one of the greatest and one of my favorite upcoming artists right now, Nicholas Draper-Ivey. He's just great. Honestly, he did some character models and stuff for me in the past, and he's just freaking awesome. Well, recently some stuff went down. He did a cover of, I believe it was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a freaking beastly fire cover like I've never seen, but the publishers decided to not credit him, and that right there kind of got me even pissed off, because for starters, I'm cool with dude, but above all else, I was just kind of like, how do you do this? Like, what the hell? Let's read. Over on Twitter, he said, IDW Publishing, WTF. See, this is why I'm always in a bad mood. Imagine pouring your soul into a piece and they totally credit someone else for your work. It's not a, oh, they did art for issue thing either. They printed that out, and I'm just looking at the cover right now, and wow, I didn't know. Wow. No, actually, I'm lying. I've seen him post this, if I'm not mistaken, and I was flabbergasted that, holy cow, one person was able to do this. Is sometimes I'm so amazed at art that a lot of creators make, that I'm like, how does a human do this? These are hands of a god, you know what I'm saying? So I was just flabbergasted to hear this. He went on to say, I worked so hard on this. This just makes me not want to do covers for anyone else ever again. I'm tired. I went through the book and was like, maybe they're saying that's who's doing interiors for that book. That's not the case at all. My name is nowhere to be found. And bottom line, IDW Publishing, y'all dead wrong on this one. This is nasty. Y'all need to fix this. Y'all need to, and I don't know as a press time if they've responded to this or they've said anything, but either way, this is wrong. This is flat out wrong. Artists that put their time, passion, and effort into things like this deserve their credit. On top of that, it's not even that they didn't credit him. They credited somebody else for his hard work. That is just flat out disgusting and wrong, and this needs to be fixed ASAP. I don't know if they can do a reissue of it. I don't know if they, whatever it is, they need to make this right with him, because first of all, Nick makes great work. He's very humble. He does his thing. He don't bother nobody, and on top of that, this is wrong. Yo, this is just, I can't even believe that this is actually a thing that they did. Like, dog, you have to put, especially when it's something like that on that scale, like you published a physical piece and you credit somebody else for his hard work. Not cool, not cool at all. Highly encourage, if you do see this, and IDW Publishing, you need to do better. You need to correct this immediately, because not cool. And I'm a bit disgusted with this one. I'm gonna be real with you, because again, it's already bad enough to not credit somebody, but then giving the credit to somebody else, wow. And I just felt like I had to cover this, because for starters, Static alone, the comic, it looks like damn near manga or anime. It almost looks like a comic anime or something. Like, he's just done such a unique, different style. And yeah, this Power Ranger cover is fire, and he deserves his credit. Shout outs to you, Nick, over here on FORNEVER News. You know, you're always welcome to come through. Anything you got to say, any message, it will be heard. So yeah, just wanted to put this out there. Make sure at the end of the day too, for any artists that are working with any publishing companies, that you stay on top of things like this. Like, this could have easily slipped by, and Nick could have just been like, oh yeah, that work I did, you know, I'm on to the next, because I'm sure he's like busy with 50 million projects. I mean, for starters, working on Static alone, I'd imagine, is a task. So yeah, stay on top of these things, because it's not cool, and you deserve your credit. Artists, to me, are some of the most gifted and special people, and I don't like hearing this, but I just felt like I had to bring this to you guys' attention. IDW Publishing credits somebody else for this amazing Power Ranger cover, and yeah, not cool.